Someone asked me there the other day, would I use magic to kill someone? No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't even use magic to harm someone, unless unless it came extreme, like something came into my home or a direct, a murderous need to kill someone I loved or myself or something like that. Dealing with a person that you couldn't deal with by any other means, by no contact ever again or by legal means or anything. No, I wouldn't do it. I'm the kind of person that would never. I don't think I'd be pushed to that extreme until it came into my home, to the ones I loved. Really, really directly dangerous. I just couldn't go there. Lots of reasons. This is one of the reasons why magic destroys so many people. They believe that they can just study magic to deal with petty grievances, and it it backfires terribly on them. The rules of engagement and magical engagement are very direct. Just do no harm. That's really just it. And any harm that's done has to be done for a greater good. Now you could say, okay, we could take someone down who's a dictator or something like that, or a serial killer. Sure, you can do that, but also I'm a great believer in not interfering in the process. For lots of reasons. I would never involve in the process. Now, just because I haven't done something like that with magic doesn't mean I haven't seen it done. I've actually seen someone kill someone with magic. And look, the guy who did it would tell me it was justified, but I just wouldn't go there. I would not take it to that level. I'd go through. That would be the end of the ray. I think what I would happen. About 13 years ago, I was living in Dublin and I was involved in a committee that we were working for, a council, a residents association. And we were trying to deal with this building that was being built next door that would have cut off all the sunlight for the entire building. So someone formed a committee to have not the building stop, but to have the building redesigned so it didn't cut off the sunlight for half the residents. And so, you typical classical sort of local political activist and thing. There were about 20 of us got involved. No, it's less than that, it's about 15. 15 of us got involved, and like any of these groups, they're mostly nice, well-meaning people, but there's always some kind of like messiah complex that gets involved. This messiah complex guy called Brian had all these things that, like, not only were we fighting for this building, but we're fighting for the people of Ireland and all that. And I said, no, we're just dealing with the building. This is our issue. So he very much for that kind of social justice warrior in the old sense, community activist, wanting to be a hero type. He didn't bother me so much. Now, I was with this other guy called Alan. And, me and this guy Alan, we kind of became friendly. And we kind of, when you get in a group, we kind of bond, right? Now, the guy Alan was very good looking, very well spoken, very assertive, and between my sort of brains and communication skills and his personality and the way he presented himself, we were meeting with like big politicians and stuff and getting results. Now, the guy Brian he wasn't marginalised, but he was hired as the kind of secretary of the group, and he never complained about anything. Until one day we were in a pub in Dublin, we were going over some stuff, and the guy Alan's girlfriend came in, and she's a beautiful, tall, 6-foot blonde Irish girl, and the guy Brian went like this, like that, like wow, and and she was really good looking, but the guy was the kind of guy that would get a girl like that. Fellas like me and Brian would never get girls like that, and so the guy Brian and his girlfriend left. Very nice couple, nothing wrong with them. And so Alan left and the girlfriend. The guy Brian says to me, he says, "Can you believe he's with her?" And I says, "Why not?" He says, "Is that even possible that you want to be with someone like him?" And I says, "What's wrong with Alan?" He says, "He's a fucking asshole. Look at him, he's full of himself." I said, "Hold on a second, Brian. He's never done anything to me. I've found him nothing but a very professional, agreeable, and likable chap. I don't know what you see in him." And he says, "He's fucking trying to take over this group and push us all out." And I said, "Look, he's always on the head of it." I said, "Look, in every group, there's always someone who floats to the top. that always, it's just the way, the natural dynamics and stuff like that. And he presents himself well, and he's very likable. And I've seen how he deals with people, and it's just, we need him. We really badly need him. And so this guy Brian went on a psychotic, and when I mean psychotic, hatred of this guy Alan. Unbeknownst to me at the time, Alan was involved in a magical circle, and he was pretty deep into a kind of a type of Satanism, not like what truthers think Satanism is, but it was a kind of Satanism that actually practiced magic, as opposed to Satanism that practiced atheism, which is what most Satanism is. And so, he started running this unbelievable smear campaign against the guy Alan. I mean, it was sick, psychotic, full of hatred, full of jealousy, and somehow it came to pass that he found out that I was into magic and he was into, and he told me, I'll fucking kill him. I'll fucking kill Brian. And I said, no, don't go that far. Don't go that far. And so this guy Brian, through a combination of smear campaigns, lying about the guy in email rounds, the guy Alan knocked on his front door and did the inverted pentagram, and said a few other things, and threw a dead bird at his feet and walked away. The guy Brian was swinging from a rope within about a year. That it worked. That's what happened. He killed himself. You can kill people with magic. I wouldn't do it. There's lots of ways of doing it. I'll send the energy back, but even then, I don't even bother myself with that stuff. I'm far more interested in using magic for creativity and other things. Yes, I know how to do these things. I know how to. Just like I said, I wouldn't do it. I don't. Magical. You've seen all my books and my website. I say stay away from these magical battles. They're stupid. They're stupid. You need I need the energy to make my life better and the life of the ones I love better. That's what my creativity and my product. But I'm not going to waste my fucking energy on some kind of stupid battle with somebody. And this guy Alan was a different kind of guy than me, and he went to war and he killed this guy Brian. He killed him. He killed him with magic, and whether it was real magic or whether it played inside Brian's head until he lost his mind, I don't know. Now here's another confession. I think I may have actually accidentally done it to someone else. There was a guy on the internet who, about 2 years ago, said something. It was all right at first, and then he said something. He posted something on one of my threads that he said, all these people involved in alt media, they'll all be exposed as pedophiles. Know what I mean, Sheridan? And he wrote ... like that. And I PM'd them back and says, you better clarify what you just said. And then he closed down. He blocked me. A year later, and this is the truth, he committed suicide after the police in England came to his house and found kiddie porn on his own laptop. This is a guy who'd set himself up as Mr. Fighting for the Kids against the satanic pedophiles. There's a lot of truth that many of these types who set themselves up as children's defenders and pedophile action defenders, a lot of them are pedophiles themselves. It's like the queer bashers in the old days. And I don't know if I had anything to do with that, but he commits suicide. I mean, I wouldn't want him to commit suicide, but whether my sort of intention led the cops to his house to find that paedophile stuff on his, I think that could have been quite possible. But because immediately, right from day one, I had a feeling that something was not right about him. And it was just, he killed himself because he was turned out to be a paedophile himself, even though he was writing these endless blog pages about fighting against paedophiles and pretending to protect children and all this. That's why I have nothing to do with these nonce-manics, and so that was one of the main reasons I never wanted really anything to do with the truth movement, because it's full of these weirdos. Yes, there are people who genuinely care about kids, but there's ones who are fucking. There's just not. All they do is read these stories about satanic paedophile abuse all day, and there's something not right about that. And so that turned out to be that was his case. That's what happened with him. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. It was almost like an inversion happened. That's what happened there. He kind of cursed himself with that, because he made he did what so many of those toxic truthers do. When he doesn't like someone, they go into with these horrific accusations against completely innocent people. It's almost like these women who make false rape claims. It's an expression of helplessness. They have no other means to fight in their lives. There's no other manly recourse to them. So these truthers go, and then they've cursed themselves, because you cannot put that kind of energy out there that has no truth to it, that doesn't come back to you, and that's what happens to them. And yeah, so that guy, but that one, yeah, that's up there. But that guy, Alan, definitely killed the guy Brian with magic. I saw it firsthand. I know the satanic group he's involved with in Dublin. They're pretty hardcore. They're pretty intense, and he killed that bird. We're talking about, this is real. This is the real stuff now. He probably got that bird from Pet Shop and killed it just for that. And that's it. That's how it works. That's that. If you want to go, you can take it as far as you want and as deep as you want. Me, I'll never go that way. Magic to me is just purely a means to build a better, more creative world for me to live in, and also to improve my experience of life and that of other people around me. And that's it. I wouldn't be bothered in anything else. So, the guy Alan wasn't driven by ego, not at all. He wasn't an egotistical man. There's a guy that his limits were less than mine, and his buttons were pushed a lot sooner than mine could be pushed. And that's it. So yeah, I've actually seen someone killed with magic. It's possible.